Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to more Fan Fridays, this time with a battle from Hawke. So, it says Absol like you've never seen it before. I mean, I rarely even see Tropius, so I'm already excited for that. Also, doubles Azumarill, not getting a lot of love recently, so this should be a very interesting battle. So there we go, Kyogre and Garchomp for the opponent. It's going to be Primal Kyogre. Man, I miss the days where when you saw Kyogre, you'd have to think, maybe it's Scarfed. But now, with the whole Primal Kyogre, yeah, you know, it's pretty much like 99%. I want to see some Scarf Kyogre back. Like, it's a little better in some ways because the rain will stay after Kyogre goes down. So, if Kyogre in the situation for Primal would go down within 5 turns, get a little bit more advantage out of it. Either way, that is going to be the Mega Slowbro, as Absol just goes for a Protect. Wants to play it safe this turn, doesn't want to get immediately nuked by the Garchomp or the Kyogre. Kyogre, though, with the Thunder on the Slowbro, that's going to be a lot of damage. Ooh. 2-hit KO setup right there, but Slowbro with the Trick Room. So, you run the Mega Slowbro, pretty much nothing's going to take you down, and then you get the free Trick Room, and then Slowbro gets a Slack Off out of that. So, should survive. Yeah, he will be surviving the Thunder this turn. Absol has a Psycho Cut, though. Oh, man. Critical hit? Critical hit! I'm about to say, wait a second. Is this the old school Super Luck Absol? I haven't seen that since my brother ran it back in Generation 4. However, the doubles Trick Room really adds another layer to it, making it interesting. Outrage on Mega Slowbro, not going to do any damage. Garchomp not confused though, and Slowbro sneaks in a Calm Mind. Alright, now it's getting interesting because Slowbro is looking to be able to survive some stuff. Absol's with that Psycho Cut, so will be able to knock out the Kyogre. Yeah, it's the critical hit, so the damage snowball is coming through, and Garchomp, Heavy Rain lifts right there. Garchomp going to use that Outrage once again. Will be confused after this, and the target is Slowbro. Slowbro doesn't care, and yeah, it's still looking good. Like, that's a Slack Off on Slowbro. Psycho Cut nukes Gengar, and Gengar not running that Protect, so spooky. Now, that is a shiny Gengar, so you have to respect, I was about to say, you have to respect, like, Mega. It could be, like, the Mega Shiny Event Gengar with the Sludge Wave, but no, it's not. Critical hit, Psycho Cut. Oh, yo, this is cool. The Absol Sleep mowing down right here, and Garchomp with the Outrage, hitting Slowbro again. Like, it's a random target, so Absol not getting touched yet. Well, actually, it got protected early. So, there's the Metagross. Ooh, okay, what's the follow-up on this? Because Psycho Cut is what's needed. Like, you run Scope Lens or Scope Item or something, Razor Claw, whatever you feel your Absol needs for that critical hit. I mean, we already saw the Little Cup thing earlier. So, Absol, it can hit Garchomp well. I don't know if it's going to throw out the Sucker Punch, because then it's like, it's a 25% or 50% chance to crit at that point. Either way, still Psycho Cut into Metagross. Way too heavily resisted. No reason to damage check that on the Psycho Cut. Critical hit means nothing. Absol will survive the Meteor Mash, just barely though, as Garchomp is confused, takes a hit. And I just realized the opponent has level 48 Pokemon. That is weird. So Absol with that Protect. I guess, you know, you Protect, you reset the Trick Room, and then everything's still pretty much in your favor. So Garchomp gets that Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw on the Slowbro. Not enough damage to really matter. Metagross with the Meteor Mash. Absol is going to protect. Slowbro is going to get the Trick Room. And yeah, I think it's alright throwing out the Sucker Punch. That'd be a super effective hit. There's Metagross with that Bullet Punch. Also, Sucker Punch would have been able to avoid the Bullet Punch right there. And Slowbro goes for the Calm Mind. So, now Slowbro really gaining a lot of momentum on that Calm Mind. Like, Ice Beam, Garchomp goes down. Scald, still very threatening. Trick Room is still up, so it is a Trick Room team. Garchomp snaps out of confusion, throws out the Outrage. He went for Dragon Claw, wasn't satisfied. Outrage, still not doing too much. And now we go into Tropius under Trick Room. What's it gonna do? Slowbro with the Slack Off, also healing back up to full. So, man, that Pokemon, like, Slowbro's just sitting there being annoying. There's a Leech Seed, a little bit of damage over time onto Metagross with that Meteor Mash. We'll try to, oh no, it's not going to do anything. It's resisted. Doesn't matter if it's your signature move. I guess he could fish for an attack boost, but not get anything. Tropius eats the Outrage. Wow, critical hit. Tropius survives a critical hit from an Outrage Garchomp. Like, that's something we're talking about right there. As we see Citrus Berry healing him up a bit. Harvest into Citrus Berry. could work. Health from the Leech Seed getting zapped down, and yeah, so Tropius Harvest. Yeah, so Leech Seed, Harvest. I mean, the sustain is pretty good. Sustain's pretty good. That's what, 3/16 in a turn? Actually, technically, you could get half your health back if you get a lot of Citrus Berries. Or at least on that first turn. So there we go. Metagross goes down, and Tropius with the Air Slash. I mean, Trick Room Air Slash could turn into something. That'd be crazy. There's a critical hit. Garchomp gets flinched by it. Tropius with the Harvest finds that Citrus Berry. And now Slowbro with the Scald. So pretty easy to finish off Garchomp now. After the Calm Minds, Scald will take it down. And that will be the GG. So let's go and check out the next Absol battle. And the next battle from Hawke, not having the Absol lead. So this is about to get interesting. We'll see where this one goes. I don't see any, I don't see anything that threatens the Slowbro. Slowbro, especially as a Mega, actually has a lot of potential right here because it either has Own Tempo, or not Own Tempo, Oblivious, so it's not going to get taunted. So if you see a taunt Pokemon, you don't Mega Evolve, you still set up Trick Room. And if you see hard damage, you Mega Evolve, and you set up Trick Room. So Slowbro is just going to get away with whatever it wants to for a Trick Room setup in a lot of scenarios, especially depending on what you're leading with. You can still pressure, you can still focus fire. Absol switching in actually seems very safe right now because you just Greninja Ice Beam the Tropius, and then that means you don't have to worry about wasting resources with your Metagross. So Mega Slowbro right there. Metagross doesn't have anything to set it back. Ooh, went for the Map Lock on the Greninja. I don't know, you don't do that. When you see a Slowbro, you know, 99% of the time, it's going for the Trick Room, depending on, what you see out of the team. Flash Cannon from the Metagross is weird, but I mean, Slowbro is a defensive tank, so it doesn't really change too much, and that is going to be the Trick Room setup right there. And the Map Lock, I guess not taking advantage on the Tropius. Still not expecting damage and stuff. So now, Calm Mind on Slowbro. Slowbro already going for it setup. Very free first turn right there. And Absol has a Psycho Cut. Oh no! He used Map Lock. That's game. Well, GG. You know, that's a straight KO right there. Super effective critical hit. I'm actually curious as to how much damage that would do. Without the crit. Or actually, well, with the crits. I mean, without the super effective hit. Would that have still been threatening for a super effective hit? Now we go into the Hoopa, and there's a Sucker Punch. I've been waiting to see the Sucker Punch, and now it's gonna be just super effective, no crit, get wrecked. Yeah, that's the problem about being a Psychic Ghost type Pokemon. You don't really survive those too much. So the damage comes in onto Absol right there. Calm Mind once again for Slowbro. Slowbro's going for the late game. He's got huge defense, huge special defense. Trick Room's still up. I mean, that's when you gotta Sucker Punch the Metagross. You can't just Psycho Cut it. But Groudon is out. And as long as Groudon's on the field, that's going to be really bad for Slowbro because he is not going to be able to use the Scald. Interesting. Alright, so let's go and watch. I'm just expecting, the Bullet Punch from Metagross is going to happen, so you have to throw out the Sucker Punch. And that's a Bullet Punch, and that will finish. Oh, no. Didn't aim? What? Okay. Slowbro with a Calm Mind right there. You had a chance to finish off the Absol, but didn't take it. I guess anticipating, Groudon's going to survive. Try to split as much damage down as possible. Absol with the Psycho Cut. Psycho Cut going to hit the Primal Groudon, but even with the crit, that's quarter of its health. So that has to be tanky Groudon then. I expect a little more damage. Precipice Blades, knocking out Absol. Slowbro, still looking alright. But here's where the management comes in because, yeah, this is, I believe, the last turn of Trick Room, so you need to go for that heal. Tropius comes in. With the Sunny Day, Tropius actually gets Citrus Berry every turn now. But it has to not get nuked by the Groudon. So Worry Seed, oh, that's beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see if there was any VGC 2016 anti-meta attack. The Worry Seed Tropius shutting down the Sun. Tropius after that will still not die to the Eruption. Wow. So the Sun shut down, making it count. Tropius not really benefiting too much, but now you can actually Scald. So, it survived the Eruption from the Groudon. That's pretty crazy on this Tropius right here. If you just go full tank investment, you can make it work. You got Trick Room up, you get the double Harvest. You can set up some Leech Seed at some point. Scald from +2 or 3 Slowbro will finish off the Groudon, and there's the Bullet Punch. So what do you take? I wouldn't even go for the Trick Room. I would just tank it and call it a day. So Tropius is going to go down. Nothing done to the Slowbro. But I mean, technically, like, you can use the Trick Room whenever it needs to be reset, and then you get to go first next turn, but that's going to be Groudon going down, and the opponent is really out of options. Just the Metagross, Scald it, Azumarill comes in. I mean, Azumarill doesn't get to do much to the Metagross, unfortunately. Aqua Jet, you know, Metagross doesn't really have much to do either, so there we go. That's going to be Azumarill still setting up the Belly Drum in the face of this Metagross. Aqua Jet still going to be a solid thing to carry. Slowbro with the Scald. GG. Alright, guys. So that is the battle. GG. Sorry for the cut at the end. I had like a burp and I just was not able to salvage it. I've been drinking too much Mountain Dew. But, alright, how do we look at this? I mean, I'm happy to see the crit Absol come back after years, you know. I think it was really good in 4th generation. Kind of dropped off in 5th because there were just a lot of other really good Pokemon. Absol hasn't been seen at all in 6th generation, even with the Mega form. So people just like default to the Mega and try to make that work, but we still get some play out of it. The opponent's Metagross was weird. I don't think it really changed too much. Like, the outcome of the battle really wasn't changed too much. I just like the idea of Slowbro into Trick Room. A lot of synergy on the team. I like it. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope to see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.